Hello, welcome back to another episode of House of Worth. I'm your host, Celia Sasser. I can't believe that we are already covering the 11th house in this series. If you're new here, I have been taking you through each house in your astrological chart and using a room in your house that correlates with that zodiac sign and their characteristics. And the reason why I'm doing this is so that you can better understand the areas in your life as the player in your game, because I look at astrology as a pattern, as a board game, and you're the avatar and you are playing the game of life. And so when you better understand the houses, you better understand yourself and you better understand what you are here to master in this lifetime. Now, if you have found my channel, you probably are either in your 40s, 50s, or 60s, getting ready to go through a metamorphosis and really have been looking for something to ground you and give you a system to better understand these transitions you are going through in your life, especially if you are into perimenopausal, going into your menopausal state, because there is a huge metamorphosis that happens during that time, and you are going through an initiation. And so what I've done is I am a 61-year-old woman who has gone through the initiation, listened to the calling, has gone in to the depths of descending down into the dark night of the soul. And I'm in my embodiment stage. And so I'm hoping to share my cycle of metamorphosis with you. Now, if you are a male who's watching this, then you're probably wanting to better understand your partner, or you might resonate more with your feminine essence, or you might just find astrology interesting. Before we get started, I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping. I do offer a House of Worth analysis where I look at the cycles that you are in and help you to better understand where you are in your astrological chart. And then also I do have a mini masterclass. It's called Discover Your Avatar. And in that mini masterclass, I go over your big three in your Venus placement, and to better understand yourself, to empower you to get into your high value woman, where you've been giving your power away, to understand the red flags and who you are here to be as the main character in your life, as your avatar. And then I have a book that I've written. It's called She's Magic, The Enchanted Game of Life. And that's where I started on my journey, and I received downloads that led me to understand, astrology, how I've been giving my power away. There's exercises in there of things that you can do to reclaim back your, for lack of a better word, your power, in the essence of knowing who you are and how you're moving in this world. And to go with that book, I do have a journal that I created. And inside of the journal, it's called Empowered Enchantress. And inside of the journal, I do talk more about the lunar cycles and how you can use the moon phases. There's some information about crystals, essential oils, astrology, to better understand astrology. And I do have 4 secret incantations that while you're journaling, you'll come across. And this helps you to really get into that energy of taking back your power. So I think that the two of them really work together. These are all things that I've used while I've been on my metamorphosis. And I'm sharing you as I go along and I create something. I create it for myself and then I share it with you because it works. All right, so now that we've got that covered, let's just move on to each astrological house. And first of all, I want to get into what the 11th house covers. So the 11th house is the house of your friendships. It's also the house of ambition. It's your wishes coming true. It's your community, your social groups. It's also the house of technology and how you how you interact in social groups according to the astrology that's placed in front of that house for you. But the house really covers like not being a conformist and really embracing your uniqueness and standing in your true worth, because the house of worth is all about getting you back to remembering that you are enough. You'll understand that each zodiac sign is going to be different in your 11th house according to your rising sign. And this is going to help you better understand how you relate in the 11th house, because we're all like snowflakes. Now, I don't have your chart, so I can't be specific. I don't know what planets you have in your chart. But if you want to get a copy of your chart, you can find many websites online that give free charts. The only thing I ask is that you draw it up in whole sign, because it makes more sense. And that's how you're going to find your rising sign. The only thing you need is your date of birth, where you were born, and the time you were born. And that will get you a free chart. I happen to use AstroSeek if that is helpful. Another thing I want to remind you is that at the end of this series, I think if you've watched the other videos with the playlist, you pretty much have an understanding of your aesthetic according to your rising and your Venus placement. So I'm not going to be showing any images in the next few houses that I cover, because I feel like it's redundant. I will give a description of what your room would look like, but I'm not going to go in depth. And the room that I am choosing to go with the 11th house is your family room. And the reason why I chose the family room, because that's where you gather with the people that you love. When you have friends over, you commingle in the family space with the kitchen. Now, again, this is just an example. Not everybody has a family room, but this is just how I was able to correlate each room with each house in your natal chart. So let's just move into the house of worth according to your rising sign, shall we? If you are an Aries rising, then your 11th house would be Aquarius. Your friendship style would be independent, forward-thinking friends. You value freedom and individuality. Now, your community or social groups would be humanitarian groups, groups of maybe entrepreneurs, or people that are very innovative, or that understand tech. And you could also belong to activist groups. Now, your toxic traits can be detached, aloof, are emotionally unpredictable in friendships. If you are on social media, or if you're in marketing or whatever, where you need an audience, your audience or even your tribe would be people seeking innovation, freedom, and originality. Your uniqueness is that you boldly challenge social norms and you create unconventional communities. Now, your family room decor would be modern and open plan, eclectic furnishings, metallic or bold accents, statement art, a space that encourages conversation and creativity. Moving on to Taurus rising, you would have Pisces in your 11th house. And your friendship style would be compassionate, dreamy, spiritually inclined friends. Your community or social groups would be art, spiritual groups, healing arts, or a philanthropic community. Your toxic traits could be that you can overmerge with friends or avoid confrontation and unrealistic expectations. So overmerge means you kind of turn into a chameleon. And then your audience or your tribe would be people seeking emotional or creative connection. And then your uniqueness is that you bring empathy and vision to a friendship, and you are inspiring through emotional intelligence. Your family room decor would be soft, ethereal tones, flowing fabrics, layered lights, cozy seating, maybe have some water features, and art that evokes the imagination. So if you are a Gemini rising, then the 11th house would be Aries for you. And your friendship style would be energetic, spontaneous, adventurous friends. And then your community or your social groups would be activist groups, entrepreneurial circles, adventurous clubs. Your toxic traits is that you could be impulsive, domineering, or impatient socially. Now, your audience or your tribe would be people inspired by action, bold ideas, and enthusiasm. Your uniqueness is that you initiate social movements and you bring energy to the group. Now, your family room decor would be bright, bold colors, flexible furniture, interactive spaces, open layout for movement and conversation. Now, if you are a Cancer rising, then your 11th house sign would be Taurus. And your friendship style would be loyal, grounded, sensual friends who value comfort and stability. Your community and your social groups would be close knit, creative, be in the creative arts, or like a food or wellness circle. Your toxic traits is that you can be possessive or resistant to change socially. Your uniqueness is that you create cozy, nurturing environments for friends. Your family room decor would be earth tones, plushy textures, natural wood, lots of cushions and blankets, plants for a grounded, inviting space. Now, if you are a Leo rising, then you would have Gemini in your 11th house. So your friendship style would be witty, curious, sociable friends who love intellectual stimulation. Your community social groups would be book clubs, discussion groups, teaching, networking events. Your toxic trait is that you can be inconsistent or gossip prone, and you struggle with focus in groups. Your audience or your tribe would be people drawn to intelligence, humor, and lively conversation. Your uniqueness is that you connect ideas and people, sparking dynamic social energy. Your family room decor would be light, airy, versatile bookshelves, comfortable seating, layered lighting, multi-purpose for socializing or intellectual pursuits. Now, if you are a Virgo rising, then you would have Cancer in the 11th house. And you would have a friendship style of nurturing, emotionally attentive, and caring friends. Your community or social groups would be family-oriented groups, volunteer work, or small, intimate circles. Your toxic trait is overly sensitive or clinging, may take on others' emotional burdens. Your audience or your tribe would be people needing emotional support, reliability, and care. Your family room decor would be cozy, layered textures, soft lighting, sentimental decor, family photos, warm, inviting, nurturing space. Now, if you're a Libra rising, then you would have Leo in the 11th house. And your friendship style would be loyal, playful, dramatic, generous friends. Your community social groups would be creative, artistic, performance, or volunteer circles. And your toxic traits is that you seek attention or approval, and you can be competitive or jealous socially. Your uniqueness is that you energize and entertain your tribe with a heart and charisma. And your family decor would be bold, vibrant, warm colors, statement art, luxury fabrics, comfortable yet lively for gatherings. If you are a Scorpio rising, your 11th house would be Virgo. And your friendship style would be practical, discerning, loyal friends, selective in social connections. Your community or social groups would be volunteer work, health and wellness, professional networks. And your toxic trait could be critical or be perfectionistic, um, and then overly analytical socially. And then your audience would be people who value reliability, service, and meaningful action. And your uniqueness provides structure, organization, and dependability in communities. And your family room decor would be clean lines, functional layout, neutral or muted tones, minimalist yet warm and thoughtful. Now, if you are a Sagittarius rising, you would have Libra in your 11th house. So your friendship style would be harmonious, diplomatic, social friends that love connecting people. And then your community or social groups would be art, music, discussion groups, or social causes. Your toxic traits could be people pleasing, indecisive, or you avoid confrontation socially. Your audience or your tribe, people drawn to fairness, balance, and beauty. And then your uniqueness is that you bridge networks, you connect friends, and you foster collaboration. Now, your family room decor would be elegant, airy, balanced, have symmetry in furniture, soft colors, artistic accents, plants with calm energy. Now, if you are a Capricorn rising, you would have Scorpio in the 11th house. So your friendship style would be intense, loyal, and transformational friends. Your community or social groups would be deep, meaningful groups that talk about like maybe therapy groups or psychology groups or spiritual circles. And your toxic traits can be that you are secretive, possessive, or controlling socially. Your audience or your tribe would be people seeking transformation and depth in friendships. Your uniqueness navigates complex social dynamics with insight. And then your family room decor, according to Scorpio's aesthetics, would be dark, moody tones, velvet textures, layered lighting, candles, private and intimate for close gatherings. Now, if you are an Aquarius rising, you would have Sagittarius in the 11th house. And your friendship style would be friends that are adventurous, freedom loving, curious friends. Your community or social groups would be travel groups, philosophical or spiritual clubs, and outdoor communities. Your, your toxic trait is that you can become restless, blunt, or avoid emotional depth. Your audience or your tribe would be people seeking adventure, knowledge, and a new experience. Your uniqueness is that you explore uncharted social or intellectual territories. And your family room decor would be eclectic, vibrant, worldly accents, traveled, inspired decor, open spaces for conversation and exploration. Lastly, but not least, we do have Pisces rising. In Pisces rising's 11th house would be Capricorn. And so your friendship style would be responsible, ambitious, loyal friends. And then your community or social groups would be professional networks, mentorship, goal oriented communities. Your toxic trait can be that you are controlling, are overly serious socially, and you struggle to relax. Your audience, your tribe, are people who value structure, long term vision, and growth. And then your uniqueness is that you blend empathy and practicality quiet and you quietly inspire your tribe. Your family room decor would be classic, structured, elegant, dark wood, stone textures, functional yet warm furnishings. That's according to a Capricorn Rising. So there you have it. That is the 11th house in a nutshell. I hope that these episodes have been really inspiring you to look at your natal chart in a totally different way. And one of the things I like to close with is neuroplasticity. So if you're finding that you're isolating yourself, or you haven't found your tribe, or you haven't found your community, um, the best way to get to that conclusion is to journal it out and take a look at this placement and see where what fits for you and if you resonate with it, and then get out of your comfort zone and join a social group, because the only way that we can change our thought process is to surround ourselves with groups that we're going to resonate with, and getting out of our comfort zone, and through that taking action. It could be one small step. I mean, you could work up to it. Maybe start listening to YouTube videos that have these social groups, and then maybe join a small group in your neighborhood, um, and just take baby steps. Have grace with yourself, but know that it's through repetition that you get comfortable with putting yourself out there. And that's all I have for you today. So make sure that you hit that thumbs up button, and that you share this video with anyone that you think would resonate with it, as well as hit that subscribe button. And I will see you on the next episode.